Okay, so sine theta is less than 0, cos theta equals 3/4. We want to find tan theta, sec theta, cosec theta, sine theta, and cot theta. So first of all, we have to look at what quadrant theta is actually in. So sine is less than 0, that means sine is negative. So all stations to cos. So that'll be in these quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Cos is equal to 3/4. That means cos is positive. That'll be in 1 and 4. That means where both these things happen together will be in quadrant 4. So that means that in quadrant 4, first of all, tan will be negative because that's only cos is positive. Sec, go to the third letter. That's the reciprocal of cos. That will be positive. And we know it's 4 on 3 because it's hypotenuse on adjacent. So we've just got to flip that one over. Cosec, third letter sine. So in that quadrant will be negative. Sine will be negative in that quadrant. And cot, third letter's tan. So that would be negative. So they're the sines. So first of all, you get the sine of the trig function first. And then if you look at the triangle, cos theta is adjacent on hypotenuse. That means the adjacent's 3, the hypotenuse 4. So to get the third side, the opposite side, you go 4 squared minus 3 squared. 16 minus 9 will be 7. So x is root 7. So that means that will be root 7. So when you're finding these, tan theta is opposite on adjacent. So that would be root 7 on 3. Sec theta, hypotenuse on adjacent. Cosec theta, that would be hypotenuse on opposite. So the hypotenuse is 4 and the opposite is root 7. So that means that would be 4 on root 7. All right. And when we're looking at sine would be root 7 on 4 because it's opposite on hypotenuse. So opposite on hypotenuse. And cot is the reciprocal of tan, which is opposite on adjacent. So it's adjacent on opposite. So the adjacent is 3. The opposite would be root 7. Okay, so sine theta is 2/5. Tan theta is less than 0. That means sine theta is 2/5, so sine is positive, quadrant 1 and 2. And tan is positive in 1, tan is negative, Tan is negative 2 and 4. So that means that it will be in quadrant, the angle will be in quadrant 2. Okay, so cos in quadrant 2 is negative. You've got to look up the triangle to get the actual fraction. We know it is adjacent on hypotenuse. So if this is theta, this sine is opposite on hypotenuse. So that would be opposite hypotenuse. So that would be 2/5. So if you get the third side, y squared by Pythagoras, 5 squared minus 2 squared, 25 minus 4, y squared is 21. Y is root 21. So that means that cos theta would be adjacent, which is root 21 on hypotenuse, which is 5. So minus root 21 on 5. Tan, so tan is negative, and tan would be opposite on adjacent, so that would be 2 on root 21. Sec, third letter rule. So that's cos, so it's usually adjacent on hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse on adjacent. It will be negative because it's in the second quadrant. So it'll be root 21 on 2. Root 21 on 5, because I haven't got that the right way around. Hypotenuse, which is 5 on root 21, which is the adjacent. Third letter rule for cot, usually it's O on A, but you flip it over, it will be A on O. So adjacent's root 21, and the opposite would be 2.